guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, and welcome to the review of the Yamaha PSR E373. Now, this is a keyboard that sells for under $300. This one I'm actually renting currently from Long McQuaid. Haven't quite decided if I'm going to buy it or not yet. I'm still kind of on the fence there because I do have some MIDI keyboards now, but they don't have a lot of the stuff that's in this, so it's kind of you know, and I do have limited space in the studio, so I have to keep that in mind. But on the other side of the fence, a 5-foot wide nice digital Yamaha again would actually fit right here, so I'm kind of on the fence, but we'll see. So we do have a rhythm section, which is kind of cool. You can change the different styles, of course. You just use the yes and no buttons on the number pad to go through them. Kind of fun. So, yeah, and you can change tempos, you know, to get faster, slower beats, that sort of thing. You do have harmony and arpeggio for your keyboard, dual voicing, split voice. There's a music database feature in this as well. Metronome, of course, for those of you who want to do that. You do have a basic track recording system in this as well that you can use. You can have like fills as well. Okay, does have sync start, so as soon as you hit the key, you're rocking. Alright, volume control. I've got mine at around 2 o'clock position. So it's got a really beautiful sound for the portable Grand. They apparently took Yamaha's best and threw it in here for the portable Grand, and it's like, well, that's quite nice. It has well over 600 different sounds. You've got, let's just get to the style, song, no, portable Grand, one touch. Okay, let's get to the sounds here. 622 different sounds and effects and instruments and so on. This thing is really loaded, very much like the DGX 650 and 660 I had before. It's almost the equivalent. I believe it would be pretty close to the equivalent amount of sounds realistically. And a lot of these are the exact same sounds, which is kind of what's really got me tempted. It's like, do I really need weighted keys? Do I really need 88 keys? Or can I just sneak by with this thing? Because it does have all the exact same sounds that I did have in the other one. Plus or minus a few, I guess. I'd have to go back and check the specs online as far as, you know, did it have the exact amount. But it does have a lot of those favorites that I really loved, you know, and that's something that's very encouraging. And it is touch responsive, right? So even though it's not weighted keys, they are still touch responsive when it comes to your playing. Okay, so it's kind of like a real piano as far as play quiet. Miss a key. Right? So it is touch response. Now, maximum volume. clean, which is very impressive. I mean, this thing's not exactly, you know, high wattage, but it is quite loud and quite clean, which is very, very impressive. At the halfway mark, of course, we're going to get this. That's really hammering the keys to get it to go full out, eh? So you can play in the quiet, even in an apartment. You know, like a lot of people crab, like, it's too noisy. Well, even in apartments, I mean, you can just play in any apartment, really, and just, you know, and even turn it up a little bit more. And, you know, you're not going to cheese off the neighborhood, right? Or your next door neighbor. So that, again, also encouraging. So even, you know, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, inspiration gets you and you want to put something out on the keys, you can do that without waking up your neighbor. You know, as long as you're not, you know, like this, like, you might get somebody upset. But, you know, and of course you can plug headphones in. There's an auxiliary input for MP3 players or old-fashioned CD players or, you know, your iPod, whatever, right? You do have a sustain pedal that comes with this as well. So, go sustain, sustain. Now, it's a cheap, cheesy plastic sustain pedal, but it should last you for quite a while either way. But if you're a little, you know, nervous on that because you have a habit of stepping too hard on things, then you could always upgrade to a different Yamaha foot pedal. They're about $15-20, or if you really want to go for the gusto and get something really fancy, we'll say, Yorkville does have a sustain pedal, very heavy duty, for about $25, which is actually a pretty good price. And a really long cord too. This one's got a fairly long cord as well. Through the headphone out jack, it can also work as a line out to a PA mixer. So this way you can, you know, accent your sound even more and louder and so on, and cleaner and better quality sound coming through better quality speakers and that sort of thing. So if you wanted to play this thing in your local church and you're okay with the amount of octaves you have, you could actually get away with that, believe it or not. You know, even though it's a beginner grade piano, it does offer some very good quality sound for the portable grand, among all your other effects, right? Now it also has a USB on it as well that turns out it actually goes 2 ways. In and out, but it's for MIDI out more specifically, but you can actually use your built-in sounds through that as well, from a video that I watched on it, and I was like, that's pretty crazy. Now, I haven't been able to spend a lot of time going through all the features myself, and it would take too long to explain it all in the video, but you can definitely download the manual for this for free from Yamaha's website, and you can go through the manual, you can see and read about, you know, how do I work the recorder, what are all the effective rhythms, how do I change things, that sort of stuff. Now you can also transpose. The function key does a whack load of stuff. Now, although we would all wish it would be a lot easier and simpler to navigate and quicker to navigate through stuff and save changes and whatnot, this is a beginner grade machine, but it packs a huge punch of functions, right? So they can only make things so glorified for price. So if you want more glory in your life, buy one of the Yamaha DGX series pianos because they are really fantastic. But also about $1,000 Canadian too. So this is under 300. But anyways, so if we go through the function button, we can see our first selection is, oh, look at that, transpose. Right now we're on 0, which is your standard keys, right? So if we need to go up, you know, we can go up 1, we can go up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's it, 12 up. So pretty handy if you don't have 88 keys too, right? You can also go minus 12 as well. There's 7. minus 12. So you can play up in this register. So, either way, yeah. And if you want to get out of this feature, just simply hit portable grand. Away you go. Now, there's of course other features. You know, you have tuning, right? 440 hertz is standard, but you can alter that for different tuning styles for different songs, right? Split points, touch response, M volume, max volume, max octaves, chorus, devoicing. There's so many features in the function area, it's just mind-blowing. But you know what? You'll get used to it once you play with the thing, you read the manual, and you'll be off in no time. Now, they give us a bit of a cheat sheet here along the side, too. So if you want to start at the drum kits at 242, just type in 242, start with the power kit. Okay, learn to play drums on keys. But of course you can go through, you know, other kits like the standard kit. And they do have this chart up above that gives you a pretty good idea of, you know, what part of the kit you're actually hitting. Sound quality is really good on this thing. I'm actually amazed at the cloth covered grills too. You guys know I've had a number of different keyboards over the years, like a lot of them. And for beginner grade level ones, this is definitely like the top one, even for 2021. I did a video and review on a other basic, cheap, under $300 entry-level machine. I believe it was like last year or the year before maybe. It was actually a pretty cheap piano, really. Didn't offer a lot of what this thing has to offer. This thing offers a lot of the same features as their higher-end models, but in a smaller package and much more affordable too, right? Like I said, the amount of sounds in this is like, oh my gosh. Let's go to the flute. I'm actually kind of curious. And I'm not even pushing the keys hard. Pretty neat. I got one called World here. I don't know, the banjo stuff. Oh, a little different genre. I can't play banjo. But anyways, you get the idea, right? And anytime you just want to get right back to the default, just hit portable grand and you're back in business. So, sound quality is fantastic on this thing. It does come with a music stand as well, so you can put your book in front of you. Does not come with a stand. You're going to have to buy your own stand. That's kind of a given. What do you want for under 300 bucks? I know, same as me. I want a stand with it, right? But we're not going to get that. But we definitely get a keyboard. We get the stand for the music to go on. We do get a sustain pedal, power supply. We're ready to rock the planet, right? So full-size keys as well, which is nice. Touch sensitive, we have that. right? Plenty of volume. It's just that the volume doesn't really kick in until about after 1 o'clock. Then it really kicks in, especially when you're, you know, hitting the keys harder. Then it really starts to kick the volume up, which is perfectly fine. Now at the 9 o'clock position, we barely get anything. 12 o'clock, you get quite a bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and max. Pretty awesome. So, great keyboard for the money. Highly recommend it for beginners. I mean, you're not going to go wrong, okay? I mean, it sounds great. It plays great. It's loaded with sounds. I mean, Casio can't even compare to this, even for sound quality, let alone the features you get. And, of course, Yamaha's proven in the industry, you know, quality products. You know, they back up their stuff really well. So I have no issues with that. You know, it's just a really nice keyboard. And as far as weight goes, it's not overly heavy. I mean, this thing does not weigh a ton, which is nice. So, I mean, you're not going to give it to your kid to carry around, but any adult, even my wife can carry this around under one arm, and she's a lot shorter than I am. Okay, and she has no issues with the weight or the size to carry it around under her arm. So, you know, it's definitely a portable machine for sure. And like I said, go through the headphone jack and use it as a line-out system to a PA. Set your volume probably, I would say, around 2 o'clock on the piano if you're going to go into a PA, because you don't want to overdrive too much signal into the PA. And then have your sound guy, you know, set the gains accordingly so you don't clip. And you could play this thing in church, like literally, or small coffee shops, or whatever, or bigger areas, you know, depending on what you need. And if you want to use it as a MIDI, well, that's even more fun, because MIDI keyboards, I'm having a blast with my Nectar SE49 that I bought, and I also have the Akai Mark III, and man, these things are so much fun. And to use this as a MIDI too, yeah, that would definitely be ideal, because then I have more keys, right? 61 to 49. So I'm kind of thinking, well, I got a little bit more octaves here than I do on the other one, and you know, I got features on one than the other. And you know, one thing that would be a nice touch to see in their next entry-level machine would actually be a pitch bender. Now that would be cool if Yamaha would make their next entry-level machine with a pitch bender, you know, and then the next one after that, pitch and modulation bending. Because if you're going to use MIDI, you got to have pitch bend, right? Okay. So, anyways. But these are entry level after all. That's the thing. But very, very nice. I'm enjoying it, you know. It is a little weirder for me to play. I'm a little more shakier because I got really used to the DGX with the weighted keys, which is what's tempting me to actually go back to one when I can afford it, because it's only $1,000. You know, and I do have the space this direction to fit it, and still leaving me lots of space in the studio, because I've been kind of rearranging a lot in here lately. But I'm kind of, like I said, I'm a little on the fence. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to buy this or not. If I do buy this, that means I don't get to buy my $1,000 toy down the road, right? So I got to kind of look at it that way. Can only fit so many keyboards. But if you are looking for a great beginner starter machine that's going to give you a lot of years of usage and a lot of sounds to just go nuts with and have fun, hook it into your computer, into your DAW, you know, and do some recording of your own music, that sort of stuff. I mean, I have all this hooked into my studio gear, so I can sit here and I can play and sing. I've got a microphone on a boom here. I can just boom, and I can start doing my thing, right? And I'm getting a really great quality sounding piano sound especially. I mean, I really am impressed. Over all the beginner stuff I've had from Yamaha over the years, this has got like the best sounding piano for beginner grade. Because like I said, they did take the sound file from their best. So that's kind of really encouraging. But anyways, I would say for under $300, I mean, this was gotten from Long McQuaid. Like I said, I am renting it right now. And if you want to rent it, I can't remember what I'm paying, but it was like way under 20 bucks a month. It was like really super cheap to rent. But so if you are in Canada, Long McQuaid, obviously, it's my favorite candy store. But you can buy it for well under $300 at Long McQuaid. If you don't live in Canada or you're nowhere near Long McQuaid, then you can always order it in, have them deliver it. If you're in Canada and you're not near enough to a Long McQuaid, or if you're not in Canada, get it at your own favorite music shop that sells Yamaha keyboards. This is definitely, like I said, the perfect beginner grade level. So, anyways, that's all I got for you guys. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to know more and more about this, you can either watch other videos on YouTube, which will help, or you can download the manual for free and study the manual at your own leisure, okay? And then you'll get a greater understanding of everything this thing can do, which is just crazy. Anyways, thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.